Breaking news this hour. A joint military operation involving Nigerian troops and United States forces has resulted in airstrikes on a Lakurawa terrorist enclave in Tangoza local government area of Sokoto State. Military sources say the operation was carried out on December 25, 2025, following actionable intelligence on the movement of Lakurawa terrorists along the Kora axis. The airstrikes, executed by U.S. Africa Command, targeted terrorist positions within the Boloni forest, around Werio and Al-Qasim villages. Ground troops from Combat Infantry Battalion 7 moved into the area at first light on December 26 to assess the impact of the operation. Authorities report that the targeted forest area was completely destroyed, with no civilian casualties recorded. Meanwhile, in Kebbi State, troops stationed at Air Force Base Jebo reported hearing an aircraft, followed by a loud explosion. A patrol to Koji town in Tambua local government area led to the recovery of suspected missile debris and drone-like engine parts. Further assessment revealed the objects to be fuel boosters from Tomahawk missiles, typically jettisoned after launch during air operations. The affected area has been secured, while investigations continue to prevent collateral damage and strengthen future joint military coordination.
Certainly, the best way to make maximum use of such strike is to ensure that we have a proper coordination between ground troops and the air troops. It's not unexpected that some of the terrorists might be able to survive, some with wounds, some maybe without wounds. And ordinarily, what should then follow up is what we call mop-up operations that should be conducted by the ground troops. And from what I've been noticing in recent times, there's been a lot of coordination and jointness between the various services, as well as even other and non-military services that are involved in the operation. So I expect that those terrorists that might have escaped the bombing attack will have been mopped up by ground troops, as should be the case.
And how risky might the mop-up operations be, considering one strategy of the enemy to always use humans, to use their captives as human shield?
Well, certainly every military operation is risky. But in this case, one thing that is very, very crucial to the success of any operation is the accuracy of intelligence. And from the videos I've watched of this particular strike, it was a very accurate intelligence. And you will see that the only possible humans you will see in that place will be terrorists, and the possibility of them having humans as human shield in this case is quite minimized.
All right, let's now talk about the joint U.S.-Nigeria airstrike against terrorists in Sokoto. Now, some people have questioned the success of the operation because they say there are no bodies to show. What are the standard practice, and are their concerns valid, or is it too early?
Well, when it comes to operations, it isn't all the time that information is made public. There's what we call classification of information. And if it is deemed that at this point the release of such information might be prejudicial to the success of subsequent operations, then there is a possibility that such information will be withheld now. Before any battle damage assessment, the video clips of battle damage assessments are released, it's always made certain that the release of such information will not in any way be harmful to the success of subsequent operations.
And if I may quickly get a reaction, as someone who has at some point been at the forefront and who is still very much involved following security situation in Nigeria, what to take about that joint operation by the U.S. and Nigerian forces?
Well, I see it as a welcome development. Indeed, it's not as if it's a new thing that will have the United States being helpful to Nigeria. For several years, there has been a lot of cooperation between both parties, and we've had, for example, the sharing of intelligence from the United States. We've had support in terms of the supply of military aircraft and munitions. So it's a welcome development. And what ordinarily many will have found out will be the possibility of the question of violation of Nigeria's sovereignty. But as it was made very clear by the Nigerian government, this was an operation that was sanctioned by the Nigerian government. So the issue of violation of our sovereignty does not come into play. And so I see it as a welcome development. Indeed, every possible assistance that can be secured towards successfully prosecuting the war against terrorism should be very much welcomed by Nigeria and indeed all well-meaning Nigerians.
News. Your fast, reliable, and simplified source for Nigeria news updates.